something very special for you. Are you sick of your boring life? Introducing the
KMS, stock up down.
Chip Chip.
And down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down.
Welcome back, 3 Up, 3 Down, episode 16. We got Mama K here, PRC, fresh off Mike and the Minifans with an unbelievable parent. Crazy this week. It was so good. He's doing a good job, though. I will say it was a lot more. It's a lot more focused now with that show. We're getting some good reaction. Hopefully, the next few weeks build up. We got Mama K. Of course, she's not working 3 o'clock in an afternoon on a Monday. Of course not. She's got tons of money living in Barrington. She hates this.
We're going to address that.
Yeah, it's fun. We brought you on. Good job the other day on Mike and the Minifans. Thought you did well. It was interesting show. So PRC, of course, Tim's gonna want to know about the bushes, so we'll start there.
Oh, what's up? I couldn't hear for a second, but now I can hear you again. Okay. What a segue. Yeah, the bushes. The bushes are still the same. Nothing has really changed in that aspect. She did buy a new key fob for our car that is really the stupidest key fob I ever seen in my life. And so that's kind of my new main issue with that. Is I didn't ask for a new key fob, and not to wait. I woke up this morning with a brand new key fob, and it's all in rhinestones and stuff, and I just don't get it. And so the bushes are fine. The key fob has now been the newest thing.
Interesting. It's driving you up a wall, huh?
Literally with the key fob.
Mama K, anything you wanted to address something about Barrington? I tried to do it earlier. Or do you want to wait?
You, my friend, are obsessed with the town I live in. You realize that not everybody lives on the point and is loaded or anything, right? Like, you get that? Like, there's single moms in town. There's affordable housing. Yeah. There's a working class. There's a working class part of town, and and we're not all just freaking doctors and lawyers here. My husband's a contractor handyman. Okay, so
wow.
we're not living high on the hog in our little cape. I mean, just so you know, I mean, nothing that I would be proud if I was, but I don't know. You got the
there's single moms that live in Weston. There's single moms that live in Belmont and Brighton. And so I mean,
you have a little lazy stereotype of my town.
Well, Barrington's that town that just was always like, they didn't like Warren. I don't know if they liked Bristol either.
I lived in Warren for 5 years. And worked my ass off, and we moved here to put my kids in the schools here and
in Barrington. Yeah.
Because the school systems are better. Hate to tell you.
The house you get in Warren PRC for like $250,000 at the time, you may get in Barrington like $450,000. So
we got
kind of like
under $300,000.
It's the number one school system in the state. I don't know if anymore. Great place to live. My aunt actually lives there. She's got money. Just so
off the stereotypes.
We got a city like that in Indiana called Carmel. I imagine it's a lot like that. Carmel went viral last year for giving a tour of their high school, and it's the most ridiculously stupid thing you've ever seen. They have a planetarium, like a legit planetarium on their campus. It's like,
well, we're not like that. That's for sure.
Was that you on a boat though yesterday?
Not my boat.
Okay.
I don't own a boat. I have friends who own boats. Yes. So
they were one of those towns PRC, like they were like, no liquor stores in town, There's no big fast food business, or they're too good for that stuff. So it's all just
Kane, learn your history.
They do now. They do now, but they didn't before. I know you haven't maybe been there long enough, but it used to be that way.
I've been here for 20 years, my friend.
So there used to be no liquor stores. You should know.
Yeah, because it was a dry town. Yes, everybody went to Warren.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
no one gives a shit about this stuff.
Yeah, I do.
John Is there still no fast food though?
There's a Chipotle coming, and there was D'Angelo's. There was a D'Angelo's.
They have a Shaw's. They got a Shaw's. So
the Shaw's. There's a.
You got a nice library there. It's a tremendous library. I like that library.
It is a good good library playground for the kids too.
So you live next to the big pond over there, Brickyard Pond. You know,
I live off of Maple Avenue. You know,
yeah, so that's near Brickyard Pond. Yeah,
luxurious area downtown. Yes, that's.
Do you know where Brickyard Pond is?
Of course I do. I've lived here
So
for 20 years.
it's off of Maple Road.
No, it's one side of it a little bit. It's more over by the off of the behind the Nayet area. But it's big. It's big, so it's everywhere in town. Yes.
All right.
Your kid's chemistry has been everything I hoped it to be. This is incredible.
All right. So I wanted to do a little update. I heard Don the jeweler call me a home wrecker. Not nice, Don. So I put a lot of time into that girl, Erin. I just want to get it out for the record. I spent
week's drama that you're talking about.
Oh yeah. Well, I got a little more childish this week. So
boy.
yeah. So we met when I was at work. We were together for a year, and you're gonna like this, Mama K. I was like the woman in the relationship where, where the husband's gonna leave his family for the woman, and he never does. Well, it's the opposite way. She was supposed to, she was eventually gonna get divorced. When I first met her, she was separated. I thought she was gonna get divorced because she was strung on for a whole year, and it never happened. So for the last maybe 6 months after a year and a half, I kind of was just like, well, we're not together anymore. She kind of went her separate way, whatever. So I again, I put a lot of time, and then what she was talking about, so unfortunately this time in the world, some people actually, she was going to still live at her house. They didn't have enough money to live separately. I've heard a lot of people doing this now, which is, I find very, very odd, but people have to do what they got to do. So they were going to live together, just kind of separate. The things this guy has done, I have videos, like clips of him, I don't know, beating her. I don't know, but she was very upset. Sad story. But then the idea that she got back with him was crazy. So that kind of, it just rattled me all week, to be honest. So she works at a place I worked. I know who the people work there. And I may or may not have just sprinkled into them that she is pregnant, just so they could, rub it down and tell everybody, which is crazy. I know, kind of childish, but it pissed me off so much. So not a home wrecker, Don. She just strung me along for all that time, and I couldn't handle it. Acted childish, and now it's over. I don't really regret it, but that's the end of the day. That's what happened. So that's it. I know Andy kind of wanted to know too. So that's it. No big deal. I think we're done now. Yeah, I think so. But the crazy part is her ex-husband reached out to my ex-wife, tried to find out where my kids were at school, like weird stuff like that. So glad that's over, done, and moving on. Good.
Well, I think PRC and we're like a good therapy group for you. This is good. We're having like family therapy. It's good. Let it out. Let it out.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I've never been in that situation. The idea, like, to put me even in that box, like, like thinking that she was pregnant when she was.
Yeah, that's pretty dark shit right there.
It is. I was kind of like, holy shit, I just couldn't. I haven't had something like that happen to me before, but I just wanted to clean that up with Don, because the home record thing I didn't enjoy either. But anyway,
so you told her work that she was pregnant.
No. People that work there that I knew I have big mouths, and would let that out to as many people as possible. Because I'm not a big fan of her like going around, and I don't know what she was telling other people either, that it was mine or not mine. I just wanted to be out there that it's not mine. Unless the doctor lied to me. She told me she had no repeat customers and did thousands of the vasectomies. So
did she have the baby?
Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, she just was pregnant, like not, it's probably 2 months in. So
this is ongoing. Okay. I misunderstood the original story that this was sometime in the past, but this is more current.
Yeah, it's kind of current.
Not done too. If you went to work and you started because if you're done, you're done.
Well, I don't work there anymore. So I haven't been working there for about 6 or 8 months. Okay. But we still were friendly. That's the part. Like I knew it wasn't going to work out the other way, because if you're going to live with your husband, I'm not going to be involved in that anyway. But the fact that we still were friendly, and then she just dropped this on me, then she had been sleeping with her husband. I'm like, it just boggled my mind. So, and then to try to put me in the middle, and no, that wasn't good. So I did the childish thing and told people that I knew let everybody know that it wasn't mine. So that's kind of what I did, and I guess that's over with now. Wow. Anyway, we're going to start with Mama K.
Mm.
We're gonna start with the ups.
Starting with ups. Okay, good. Because I'm a positive person. I like this.
Okay.
I'm looking. Who I'm going to pick first is my question. So obviously it's been a little bit of a weird week with the show on the road, not a ton of guests other than the usual suspects and Sheldon and, those folks. So I did find a couple of easy candidates. Now I'm going to preface this by saying Kirk always will be a thumbs up in my book, but I'm not going to put him on. Why? He always is. He freaking runs. We're here, Kane, because of Kirk, not because of Kane, not because of anybody else. We're here because of Kirk. So he gets thumbs up all the time. So that's right off the bat. But I'm gonna pick because he could be every week. I'm gonna pick next in line. Justin.
All right, good.
I'm picking Justin because he has been running the content. The driver, you call it bits, you call it content, whatever. His streams. And his stuff on the road this week has been great. He's got his singing impressions, his Pokemon talk. He's had some therapy like you, Kane, talking about how he realized his brother walks all over him. He's had some, kind of revelations in the mental health area, which is great. And he's talking, he's driving everybody. He's driving Blind Mike somewhat crazy, and I love Blind Mike, but he's driving him crazy. He's been doing, he's driving the content while not on the show. While in these travel days, off days from KMS, he's driving a lot of content. He's going to Dave and Buster's. He's doing a great job, and I want to give him his props this week. I will. One sticking point, he said Duck Dynasty was about shooting ducks, which is not true. As a Duck Dynasty fan, it's not really about shooting ducks. But
is that show still on?
I don't know.
Still like
if
new?
it is, it's in repeat. I don't think it is.
I think they transitioned to like YouTube now.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to make themselves like YouTube stars now.
Yeah, that's
They
smarter.
make duck calls, Justin. That's the only clarification. They're not really out there. They're not showing a lot of duck shooting in that show. That's my only nitpicky point. But yes, I think Justin deserves thumbs up this week for sure.
Yeah, I kind of didn't know if he'd be able to do it, but obviously I'm going to take back what I said before. He's actually doing a really good job. It seems he's kind of wanted Coleman out of the way, and it's worked out. Kirk booted him, killed him, pushed him out, and now Justin is in there, and he's doing great. He really, without him on this road trip, it could have been a rough one. He kind of saved it a little bit. So, yeah, he's doing good.
All right, is it me now?
It's you.
Are we gonna go Mama K, me, you, and then just that way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Keep it simple.
Yes. My first up is gonna be Sheldon and North Dakota. It's just the man had a show. He gave birth to 2 baby calves, which was amazing. And just looking at the VFW or the Moose Lodge or whatever type of haul it was just so beautiful, and it just like exemplified the Midwest, like plains, kind of just small town, everything that I could imagine that kind of setting would be. It was perfect. When they opened the door and there's people just drinking in little slot machines in the background, just North Dakota was beautiful, and Sheldon just grinding out the American dream out there in North Dakota and still just having a great thing. So I'm going to put stock up on that.
The Mena fans are just like there's so many different types of people, but it is interesting. When he's like, yeah, I called my father, and he put his hand all the way in there and pulled out the cow. It's like, wow, man, that's crazy. just another day in his life of taking out little veals that are going to be slaughtered for food. Maybe, I don't know. I hope not, but they just. Unbelievable. I would love to go up there and just see what it's like. And I always wanted to go like Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota over there, Idaho. Never been, but I got to do it. So yeah, it's a good pick.
Good pick.
I'm up. All right. Want to do it? I'm going to give it to PRC. Is he a tyrant with the chat? Yeah, a little bit. He's over there scolding me in the chat, keeping it low, which is smart. See, Mike and the Minifans to me is one of those shows that's like it birthed the network, I know in the beginning it kind of was just Mike having a few beers, drinking, and hanging out with the Minifans, and now it's kind of turned into, BA kind of has turned it more into very topic driven and kind of around like a round table around the horn here. But the essence of the show, I think, is kind of getting a little lost. Maybe we're coming back onto it, but he did take a vicious swipe at you. I don't know if you heard him on the show. I'm sure you did. He just kind of like they were kind of busting balls. There was nothing clippable. I mean, the last episode was not good. Mama K did what she could, but I mean that we'll get to Sig
I don't
later.
think they listened past the first 10 minutes, to be honest. Those guys, they just we talked for Greg Polar as long as we talked about Barrington, which I'm sure we'll get shit about here too. But there was a lot of shit in that show. They just didn't.
Yeah, there was a lot of shit. You ain't kidding. And but I mean, he took it, you know, and it was a vicious swipe. I mean, you got anything to say about that? And it was him and Mick laughing. You know, Mick after Mick's performance, he shouldn't be talking about anybody, you know, off this road trip. But yeah, he did. Mike said the show is lost. I don't think he listens much. But any comment, PRC?
Yeah, I listened to that part, and at the end of it, they said they just didn't have anything else because they haven't been looking at their phones. So I took it as they found that, and they were just trying to run with it to make it a thing. That was my interpretation, because at the end, Mike was like, "We didn't have anything else because we haven't been looking at our phones." So it was all in good fun and all in jest, and I took it with stride. What do you want me to say to it?
Nothing. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care what people think about me, but
I thought you did a very good job putting that show together, and I thought it was fine.
Yeah, my point, I guess, is you're doing a good job with it. I mean, people are a little more engaged with the show, and that's a good sign. You know, you got to work that out, though.
And it was the thing about that. It was the Friday before the big show was coming on. Right after that, you can't do anything to like overshadow. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. That's the main event. All you can do is the opener. Is just give them a fun show, get the vibes going a little bit, so they can go into the big show. And in that aspect, I think it did exactly what it was supposed to do, and I appreciate everybody who went on, and I enjoyed it very much.
It was fine.
Good job, good sell. You might convince me. I don't think you will, but I appreciate it.
That's okay.
Right. So you get the up this week, and also you've been. I'm never gonna rip you because you've been great on this show. You're always available. You're doing a great job, Piercy. I mean, you're a good full-blooded American that's doing a great job on the network. So we appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I'm not good with stuff like that. So yeah, thank you. I mean, I just like doing it. I like being involved. I like making stuff. It's fun. So thank you to everybody for allowing me to have some fun.
Yeah, well, I appreciate your work. So all right, so we're gonna go back to Mama
me?
K.
Oh yeah, let's go, Mama K. Let's just go that way.
Yeah, it's easier.
Yeah.
Looping around.
Second
right?
up, Mama K.
So second thumbs up. Well, I kind of mentioned it before. I mean, I got to give it to Blind Mike. I know he doesn't love doing these things, and being stuck in the car with Mick and Justin and his bits, and he's got the patience of a saint. I think it's hilarious content, and Mike keeps me laughing. And I would honestly, I wrote it down. He had a line that, to be honest, is worth getting him a thumbs up. He just randomly said, "Chili today, hot tamale." Yeah, see, that's how they were talking about chili, and he goes, "Chili today, hot tamale," and it's those quips that just make me laugh. And I was like, for that reason alone, he's getting the thumbs up. But he keeps the laughs coming, and
he likes to pepper those quips in there.
I do. I love it. And he almost killed Justin a few times, starting with the Taylor Swift music and the Pokemon talk, and then then they had that Dirty Minds game that went on forever, which I was riveted. But I think Mike I was ready to slit his wrists, I think, after a certain point. And then the Albany talk. I know I'm probably the only one who's listened to every moment of their live stream, so I can give you specific examples of this. The Albany conversation today, I was dying. And Mike has just rolled with it. And I think he did not want to stop for Buffalo wings today, and he's doing it. And, God bless him, because, he's not Mr. Social, and with his eyesight and not being able to, kind of see what's going on. And he's just kind of held captive in there. He's always bringing the laughs to me and his little quips. So I got to give him a thumbs up, especially this week, stepping up and keeping keeping it light and funny and the conversation going.
Well, I'll go the other way. I love. Well, Mike's the best it's ever been with Kirk. I think. I don't even think it's their chemistry is really good. Mike's the best. I mean, it's not. But I will say I was interested in his comment this week when he gave Mick that A+. So he gave him the A+. Kirk asked him why, and his comment was like, "Well, he's not really bothering me and doing things that get under my skin." And to me, like that's where things have kind of changed for Mike. It would be much better content if Mick was getting under his skin and bothering him for the show. And Mike kind of has gone the other way a little bit, where it's, he didn't want to be, I can understand that. I get it. But from a show perspective, I mean, Mick being what he was not better. You know what I mean? So I was pretty shocked by the A+ and his reasoning. And I love Mike, but
I think you put him in a situation where he's going to get annoyed eventually, just being traveling with the same people for days on end and having to share all that time with them. If you know him and Mick's normal relationship, he does get annoyed by him. So if he's not, Justin's already starting to annoy him. So I can only imagine if Mick started his stuff up full time, that it's a what do you call a bell curve? I think on the bell curve, that's how Mike.
But if you want the best content for the show, you shouldn't be giving him an A+ if he's not annoying you, right?
Well, he was definitely talking from a personal. He wasn't talking about that.
Well, I know, but you're there for the show. You're not personal. You're not writing personal. You're taping. So
I know.
I just thought it was kind of an interesting comment, kind of his perspective these days, where it's just different, I think, than they used to be. But I don't know. He did it. He's a funny guy. All right, who's up?
Me. And my second up is going to be Mama K right there. I appreciate her coming on Mike and the Minifans. I thought she did a great job. I thought she was very personable and kept the vibes going and did great. Rolled with the punches. And then right there when she was just giving her take for Blind Mike and everything, just the amount of knowledge and like being up to date on everything that's going on in the world that she just spit out right there is commendable as well. So that kind of put it over the edge right there for me. But yeah, so she's my second up.
Thanks, PRC. I have a lot of time in the car and a lot of time in running and working out and in my house cleaning up. I just put it on in the background. It becomes like the soundtrack of my day. So happy to do it and listen to all that stuff, even though I know not everybody's able to do it. My situation is that I do a lot of car driving and I also do, my workouts. It's not always as motivating as a good rock and music mix, but it definitely keeps me laughing anyway while I'm working.
You're not doing good for this Barrington Rich vibe though. You do a lot of driving and working out. It's nice. Must be. Anyway,
can I clear something up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Driving, Kane?
Sure, go ahead.
This rich woman is delivering groceries for people because that's my part-time gig because I need flexibility because my kids need me home because there's a lot of shit going on. So not to get too personal, but yeah, I do deliveries for people. That's why I'm in my car. So yes, I'm serving others, not getting served. So
excellent.
Thank you, PRC. I appreciate it.
Nobody believes it, but thank you. I will say, Mama K, she doesn't block many people. She's got thick skin. That's what's good. I think she has, though, mixed up Twitter and Facebook a little bit. I mean, a lot of her posts on Twitter seem like they should be on Facebook, but, she's doing a good job out there, and she takes shit and gives it and has good takes. I mean, she have good takes. So, I mean,
don't mistake my kindness for weakness, okay? And I don't
think so.
Fight back if someone takes the first
I can tell. You look scrappy. You look scrappy.
I will never take shit. But I don't make the first. I never make the first. I never take the first.
And
shot.
What's going on with the Men and Ladies show? You said the bitches show or something's coming. What happened?
Yeah,
where are you guys?
Everybody's schedules. Summer's tough. Everybody's schedules kind of. No one could kind of commit. So it's scrapped for now. If it happens sometime, it happens.
Was it going to be three of you, or
it was going to be more like a rotating thing?
Oh, okay.
But it's tough. Everybody's got kids and everybody's got summer plans and vacations. And we didn't want to do the BA thing where we sign up and then disappear for the summer.
Yeah, I know. That is sad.
Love you, BA.
ruin the show. We need them back. Too busy playing in the Fonz League. Wasting time there. But all right, good pick. Going cookie cutter tonight. I like it. So I'm up next.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with one John from Scranton / Quinlan, or as Mentante calls him, Queenland. I kind of like that. But Mick was so bad, he's kind of opened the door for John. I mean, I'm at the point with Mick now. I saw Dave, Visionless Dave, throw that Hail Mary. He's a big Mick guy. I'm a huge Mick guy. I love Mick. I'm not sure if he's gonna take the job. I'm getting that feeling. Like he just has this vibe right now. He's that loss of confidence thing is just unbelievable how easily he loses confidence. It's going to be a lot to figure out. You're not going to get paid a lot. You got to live in somewhere in that area, which is expensive. He's going to have to get another job. He's about to get booted out of his house. That girl's coming in tough. Christian is
So wait a
man.
minute. Not to interrupt you, Kane. Are we doing the downs? Because it seems like you keep wanting to go to your pick of your downs.
No, I'm giving my ups for John and Quinlan because they're back in the running. They're back in the running here because of Mick's.
I'm just guessing what your first down's going to be, though. I'm just guessing.
I'm not going to rip Mick because I'm a big Mick guy. I want him to do it. I just don't understand this confidence thing that he's going through. And you just got to, I'm telling you, Kirk kept cutting me off in the studio. It's like his father in there. But the bottom line is you got to show up every day. Just show up. Start going in there. Don't take no for the, just go and do something and stay active and earn it. Grab it. Don't let anybody else grab it from you. And he doesn't have that mentality. Not built that way. He gets this little thing, he loses confidence, and all of a sudden he just shuts down. And it's like you can reinvent yourself, Mick. You don't always have to go in and be crazy to be good. You're good whatever you do. He's good on the mic. He's just good at it. The producing thing I understand is tougher and he's kind of meek, I guess, but you gotta break past this, and if he doesn't break past it, he's just not gonna be good on the show. And that'll be sad. That'll be sad to see. So it's a big up for John, who couldn't even drive in the rain and he can't take it. He keeps shedding that off. But the bottom line, it was fucking rain. He didn't come. I mean, that's tough to overcome. But Mick was so bad on the weekend that they're back in the running. And Quinlan, I like Quinlan, so he's in it. I'm gonna give these two guys an up. They should be fighting back. Hopefully John keeps going and go for the fight, but I want Mick just to seize it and grab it. Kirk obviously wants him there, so I'll give
you this for John. Some people could give him the down for the rain and all that stuff, but I would say his best quality is what Mick's worst quality is, and that is John is talk about taking take shit. You can give him shit all day long. It goes right off his back. Yeah. Doesn't care, doesn't get triggered by anything, in fact, very self-deprecating, will make fun of himself. He owned the rain thing. So in that regards, yes, I think that puts him in a good position just from the standpoint of being able to take it. Now, I don't even know if he wants it at this point really either. So, and if Mick's gonna take it, which I wish him well, he's going to have to figure out how to get a little of that thicker skin, or at least if it's a bit and he's playing it up, that's not the bit to do, because it just is grating after a while. Just looks woe is me. And
I'm telling you, ever since that he lost, I know he's always I think this comes from deep insecurity. I understand that it probably comes from that, but ever since that Jess has left, man, he seems different. Very different, I don't know.
He was sensitive before that.
He was sensitive for sure, but
he walked off the show before the Jeff thing. So.
Yeah, but I think it was more like he said. It wasn't about what Kirk was saying to him. He just wanted to work there, and that's kind of what he was trying to put his foot down. I can understand if Gus got hired over me. I wouldn't like that either. But this loss of confidence that he keeps talking about is kind of that's a very strange thing and then have to overcome that every time. Worried about going to studio because it's hard enough when you go in there. I know it's different perspective on the outside. When you go in there and you're sitting in front of that guy, you got to perform. If you don't, you're not going to get ragged on. And Mick's gotten a good leash here. He's had some bad shows, man. He's been not great. So, I'm rooting for him, but I'm going to go with John and Quinlan or anybody else in this position. Maybe a sleeper cell, a sleeper that might come in and take the job. We'll see.
Was that your first speculative stock pick?
Maybe.
Yeah, that was basing it off of other influences, and look at this guy. He's going to be diversifying his portfolio and shit soon. He's going to
listen.
Go from a 401 to a Roth IRA, man. This guy
Nick doesn't want to do it. He shouldn't do it. Don't fuck up the show. The producers need to be on point. So if you're not going to go in there with loss of confidence, I mean, you're just going to get eaten alive. And to Mama K's point, he is a sensitive guy at times. So But I'm rooting for you, Mick. But John, back in the running, buddy. We'll see what he does. Let's hope it doesn't rain, though. Eh? He doesn't like that. That's bothering him. I could tell. That would bother me too. But it was raining pretty hard that day. But
No, he
It's a
said
bad-
he
it's a bad look.
all the shit for that. He
He did.
I mean,
He
I
took
gave
it.
him enough shit on Friday night about it.
yeah, that's fun. All right, who's up next?
Mama K, her third, I believe.
Oh, it's our third pick.
Third up, yeah.
Okay. Let's kind of decide between a couple, but I think I'm gonna go for my final third. I gotta do it. Wasn't really involved in the show this week in any stretch, but Pat Ford, he had a baby. I mean, he's a dad again. I gotta just give him thumbs up for that. He's not getting sleep right now. He did his own like little thing at the hospital with the vending machine. It was entertaining, but you know, the man just had a child, and you know, the drip needs his plug for congrats.
First of all, he didn't do shit. You know what I mean? He just stood there while his wife did all the work. Let's be serious.
As a woman,
Man, the men don't do shit. And I never heard anybody
He's going
complain
to
about
do
a child
shit.
more in my life than this fucking guy. It's a kid. Pat, when the kid gets older, you're going to be in heaven right now because when you have two kids, it's actually easier than one because if they play
Listen.
together, your life's going to be easier, Pat.
listen,
You're okay.
if you're an involved father,
Jesus,
like
I know.
you should be, you do shit. You clean
I hear
shit.
you. Yeah, I
you
do. I
change
believe
shit.
me.
You do a lot of shit. So
He's
he's
like crying about it the whole time, and you know what I mean.
not
Jesus
crying.
Christ.
I'm just giving him thumbs up. It's a congratulations.
Pat was. Jesus.
He did a fantastic cribs
Yeah, it was good.
tour
Yeah,
to
I
the
like
hospital room.
that. See how fast he was running around though, because he knows if
Yeah.
what I'm doing, now he's in big trouble.
But the what you know about this and what you know about this was like a perfect like throwback to like the cribs of the early 2000s and stuff. He did go to bed. He didn't say this is where the magic happens though, which was kind of a strike because that's the ultimate thing you got to say in every episode of Cribs is
yeah,
He's a drip. He's not gonna do it. That's old Pat Ford.
We like giving Pat Ford the ups, but congratulations, Pat. I'm glad everybody is healthy and happy, and it's a great time to be alive when you have your second kid. It's a lot of, the first kid you have a lot. I mean, I had a lot of worries, more like, just put my finger under their nose, see if they're breathing, you're all nervous. And second kid, not so much, but a lot easier. All right, Pat.
all right. And okay, my final up is going to be it's show adjacent. It was talked about at length on the show, and it is going to be Toyota. I have a Corolla hybrid myself. It's a newer model. Fantastic vehicle. You don't have to worry about it at all. Great gas mileage. It's very comfy, especially for a bigger gentleman like myself. I don't feel stuck in it. I don't feel tight. I can get in, get out. I can maneuver. And to hear Kirk coming to that side, to the cost efficient, fuel efficient side is a big win, I think, for Toyota. So I have to put Toyota as an up, and that is Kirk adjacent.
Can I say where Kirk's kind of a phony on this though? If we remember before, remember when he rented that Jeep? He said the exact same thing about the Jeep. He drove. He's like, I love this thing. I'm gonna buy this thing. I can't. And he just kept his.
But no one gave him a sponsorship. He wanted a sponsorship.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a good point.
He's not going to buy a Camry either unless someone gives him a sponsorship.
Yeah. You trade your Mercedes for a Camry. I don't know, man. Sounds a little. Yeah, maybe that's the angle, Mama K. He's looking for that sponsorship. That's right. That's a great point.
Does anybody know why all the Jeeps have ducks in them?
It's a thing. I have friends with my daughter has a Jeep. It's like the things.
Jeeps have never done anything for me, but are they a good drive? Like they drive well, or
the Jeep?
Yeah.
I used to take them to the rock quarries and like pull around and jump shit and do that. It's fun for off-roading. I didn't really like it as like a road vehicle, to be honest.
Yeah, that's right.
Off-roading, I got mechanical issues. Like it crops up a lot, but hers is a 2000.
It's Ford, right?
Is it Ford? Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So. I don't know.
The Toyota, that's good. I had a Sienna van for a long time. It lasted a long time, that thing. And a 4Runner way back in the day.
But the ducks are just there.
On the Jeep. It started with someone knows that someone else will know this, but they put them on they used to start like you leave a duck on someone's roof or their hood or something. It was like basically a camaraderie thing. And so everybody has them in their windshield now. My daughter would know the story of it because she has a duck in her windshield. But
I think I'm gonna do Jeep people down on one of these downs because they have the ducks and they have like the smiley face on the back of the tire thing, and they got that little hand wave they do when their doors open and they stick out. How many fucking handshakes and secret things do Jeep people need? Like, that's ridiculous.
Everybody's looking for their tribe of people. And if it's going to be in your freaking car, then it's going to be in your car. It's going to be politics, sports, cars. It's just everybody does it.
I would just stick with the hand wave thing if I'm a Jeep person. The ducks are stupid.
Volkswagens have flowers. They used to put a flower in
the cup holder thing.
Something like that.
Yeah.
There's nothing for a Lincoln. I know that.
and Kirk will be glad. I've driven a Toyota for like quite some time now. There's no secret Toyota club. You don't have to worry about joining any Toyota tribe or anything like that. You can just enjoy a Toyota in peace. You don't have to put on a show every time you step on the fucking highway.
The Mercedes tribe is paying the repair bills. That's everybody just goes, oh, because those parts are not cheap.
Oh, oil changes are ridiculous.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I don't have one, but I know of this.
Sure you don't. Anyway, I'm on third up now?
Yeah.
I think so. Okay. I'm going to go with Carabas. I'm a big Carabas guy. I know he took a lot of shit. I thought it was actually interesting that he was already talking he was going to be bad going on the show. I kind of like that from a guy that's a star, as much of a star as he is. I mean, this guy's a pretty big deal. I enjoy the shows he's on. I know they have a lot of the same stories, but I enjoy it. So I'd like to see him in more. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like the guy on the show. I think you're missing the fun of it. I mean, Kirk likes him, so that's the part I like. They have good chemistry together, and that sometimes makes a better show. You know, I think that's kind of a polar aspect too. Is they knew each other, they kind of have that kind of connection, and then Polar goes in there and just lets you rip, and he's just a naturally funny guy. Carabas is different in a way. I mean, he's a different animal, but I really enjoyed him on the show, so I'm gonna give him an up.
Yeah, I like him on the show too for the same reasons. I mean, when they have good chemistry, it's like you're eavesdropping on them shooting the shit, which I like. You know, there's certain topics that I think I said that on Friday that I kind of tune out some of the a little bit of the wrestling shit, but you know, I think John from Scranton had a good point. It ends up becoming a little like they talk about their dads, they talk about family. It opens Kirk up to some conversations that we don't always get to see that side of him.
Exactly, it's true.
It's kind of cool when he does that, and you know, he's definitely maturing. Carabas is, and you know, the conversations are not about his dating as much as it is now about like him and his career and his father's relationship and going on this tour. I enjoyed that, and I'm not a Beatles fan either. I'm with Kirk there. They're overrated, but I would go with my dad if he was a fan and he was still alive. It would be a great thing to do, you know.
I mean, it's weird. It's you gotta. Your dad could be gone any day, you know. Do it while you can. Do it. I thought he was good. You a Carabas fan, Piercy?
I was actually going to ask if we can just roll into the downs.
Oh, here's the downs.
Go ahead.
Okay, because my first down was Carabas.
All right.
And it's not because I actually enjoyed the show he did last week. I compared to the one before that, I actually thought this one, just from an enjoyability standard, it just felt better. Like I can't, you know, but it also felt like he was preparing himself to kind of shy away even more from the world a little bit. Like he just seemed like he's had fun. It was his thing. He's had a great time. No hard feelings that he'll just going to be shying away a little bit more. So for that reason, I put him on my down in like the stock sense, is that I think we're going to see less and less of Carabas as the time comes on. But I did find that show enjoyable, but it would be a down in terms of buys.
And he doesn't listen to the show. I think it's obvious, and I think what you're saying is true. I think he just I think he feels bad. He doesn't listen, then he goes on there and he really doesn't know what's going on. But you know, who cares? It's fun. It's fun when Kirk's in a good mood on a show and having a good time. I mean, those are some of the shows when he's really upset are also good. So, but I don't want him to be upset. You know, nobody wants somebody to be like that. Obviously, something else could be going on that we don't know about. You know. So when he's happy like that, it's nice. It's a nice show. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I like Kirk when he's in a good mood. Those are the best shows, in my opinion.
Yeah, of course. All right. So that was your first down?
Yep.
All right, Mama K. The
Oh,
fun
am I getting
part.
the first down? Oh,
We'll set
all
you.
right. I'm gonna. I have a couple, but
Yeah,
I'm
you need
gonna
3.
start. I'm gonna start, and I'm a fan, but the Julie Hotel issue. I got to put Julie on the down as an event planner myself in the past. Poor planning. I mean, read some Yelp reviews at minimum, but Kirk he always talks. He wants his standard Marriott chain hotels. So find one. If it's expensive, clear it with him. He's going to say, yes, put me there. Don't put me in this shithole. So that's just I know she's doing a full-time job. This is not her full-time gig. And I do like Julie. And I actually am one of the few that really has always liked her on the show, but that's just poor planning. So,
well, I'm going to say it's a plus 500, plus 650 that she definitely cried after Kirk ripped that same thing for the 15th time. I mean, it was like, Julie, what were you thinking? And that hurts her. We've seen her tear up. So that's a great pick.
That was. I didn't even think about that, but that's
pick.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Woman crime. We love it.
It's 2024. There's really no excuse. Like, you Google a hotel, it has all the reviews. You can see photos. You can see where it is in location.
And you have Sheldon, who lives in town, who you're going to see, that would just take one DM, say, hey, Sheldon, where's a good hotel that you think Kirk would like? I mean, that would be the first thing I would do, and then just read the Yelps and then get the money cleared. Boom,
Not
boom,
for
boom.
nothing. No, I don't want to. I know Julie fucked this up. I mean, she doesn't live around there, so I can understand. You should have read the stuff. I get that, but Kirk's not broke, is he? Like, you can't go to another hotel. Just fucking go somewhere else. I mean, there must be another place you could go.
Story.
I mean, yeah, I know. That's what I mean. He just used it to beat her up, and make her cry.
Well, and just to stay and play it out and have the stories and
sometimes the story's worth it, though.
I know. It's much better. But,
yeah.
I want you sitting there crying like you couldn't have won something. I mean, you could have. But.
And it gave him content for the first 10 minutes of that show. So.
Those were interesting shows. I mean, I find it funny, though. He spends a lot of time talking about going to the next show. What are we doing tomorrow? How are we getting there? It's like, Jesus, man. Trying to enjoy that show. But they were, I thought it's always an interesting dynamic, those shows. And the second one was crazy because they were all huddled up on each other, too. They were like arm in arm. It's crazy. That's good. That's a good pick. Yeah, she really fucked that one up. So, who's up? Me?
Yep.
Right. I got a few. There's a lot of ways to go here. You know what? I'm gonna go with Steve from Gloucester. Now he sent me a little message today saying he had my back, which I appreciate, Steve. I love Steve. Now, I've said he's my favorite third chair, not including the professionals. I take those guys out. Mud, Polar, any guy that does it somewhat semi-frequently, I don't think should be considered in those names. Steve was a natural. I mean, his first episode, I think he did well from the beginning. But Steve kind of comes out combative. And unlike, myself or other people, maybe not, but when he goes on the show, he doesn't bring that at all. So I thought it was fun. I thought it was odd. He was writing a script. He had some decent points in there, but his contention that he goes in there and challenges Kirk is really not true. I mean, he does. I thought he went on this crazy rant about Cinema. I mean, Cinema Lords he's said himself he's a nerd. He's a great guy. He does podcasts about that abomination of a series, House of Dragon, which is absolutely it's so bad.
I finally got around to the last episode.
It just doesn't. I mean, I understand Game of Thrones was so good. I just haven't lived up to it, I don't think. But he had this thing. He says something that Cinema Lords hasn't played well since the time he showed up to the game. And it's like, he's just, why are you still worried about Cinema Lords? Like, the fact is, he asked you to go in. You didn't want to do it. I'm sad that he's not in, but you just gotta be active, Steve. Just get back out there and you'll be back on the show. He goes back to this thing that he's not being led on, but it's his own activity that's keeping him off, and you do what you gotta do. I know he's got some big family issues and stuff like that, but once you drop that podcast, you kind of either come in or come out, and he kind of flip-flops, and I don't know.
I like Steve.
I love the guy too. But
he is Bitsville, though, even worse.
Yeah.
He is. And he always needs someone. I mean, his whole his whole introduction to the show was because he hated Gus so much. So he always needs an enemy. Somehow he can't just be like his own unique personality without trying to like do these like, 10-20 minute tirades and bitch about other people. Instead of just, he would be more, I think, entertaining if he got on these things and was talking about his poker night or talking like how it relates to the show.
Exactly.
But it's
funny shit.
It's all just about like, all right, who's going to be my target so I can like kind of get attention again. And
he's not that guy though. He cowers.
No,
You know what I mean? He's not that guy. He's just
but-
he's too sensitive. I mean, Menner's just took him apart, and he's not who he is. He's not combative. So I'm not sure why he does that. You know what I mean? I think he starts it off with funny. It was a mafia style. Hey, that's him. He's funny. He's a funny guy. He just an odd way. I just found it odd too that again I feel this stuff about Coleman. It's still fucking with me that I can't get it out of my head. They keep saying he was late to everything, and what show or what event was prolonged by his lateness? Nothing.
Other than the movie thing, he had to go back and get the T-shirts, which I was at.
Okay,
he was always on time.
That's my point. It's like it's just
until the end, obviously. Until the end.
Yeah, I mean, he did that, and I understand.
I know. The last
he,
two things, and those were huge. So
that's
yes,
right.
Previously,
but he's making it sound like it was like this pattern of constantly the shows were going on at 10 o'clock or something. I mean, that's not what was happening.
No.
I mean, he worked hard. Coleman did a good job. I mean, he got a raw deal a little bit. I mean, he got pushed down. I get it. He wanted to go. I guess a mix of things. I'm sure. But Steve's pot, it was just there's some good parts, and I'm gonna say a little more down than good. I hope he comes back. Come back, Steve. Keep going. Keep doing your shows, but he's on the downs.
All right, PRC, it's you because you went first last time, so you're on your second.
This is another Kirk adjacent one. I'm just gonna. I guess if I have to put people, I'm gonna put Menners and Brotown. But if I have to do just the general one, I'm going to just put Australians in general. I don't know how that you can ever come back as a group of people from Ray Gunn's breakdancing performance in the Olympics.
Yeah.
And she's like a professor of breakdancing in Australia. That was like the creme de la creme that they sent to be.
It was a professor of movement.
That's what it was. Yeah, that was something.
She moved, I guess, technically.
You look like me when I get a foot cramp in bed.
But
I don't think you can hold Menners accountable for that, can you? I mean, geez, they're
tough. Australian. I'm saying if I'm buying stock, I'm buying zero stock in any Australians right now. If an Australian walked up to me and was like, "I'm cool," I'd just be like, "I can't believe you right now, sir. I have to reject that premise." Like I've seen your ambassador of cool show up to Paris and absolutely look like an idiot. I would equate it to like in another Kirk metaphor to sending like Coleman onto the dream team. Like you could, if you saw Coleman out there, you could tell that he is a fan of the game. He has studied the game. He knows what you should do. He just physically cannot do that on the court, which is the same as Ray Gunn. You could tell that she has studied the culture, but she has never in her life immersed herself in said culture or gotten to the real vibe of what of everything is all about. Like, well, and yeah, it's just that's just stock all the way down for the Australians.
Dance. I know this because I took the history of dance in college because my roommate was a dancer. There's interpretive dance. That's what she was doing. That is not even close to what breakdancing is.
Yes, and we're talking about the Olympics. Like, this is the pinnacle of said sport. Like, this is where the best of the best should be out there doing what they want. Like, it's
who decides who goes for that? I wonder. Is it like a lot of people must
again the onus falls on Australia as a whole for even deciding that's a good idea.
But listen, you could flip it over and say, thumbs up to her for getting a free trip to Paris.
That's true.
Doing
that
something
is nice.
I could do. Like that's the best scam of all. Like she actually should be awarded some kind of medal for like getting that.
No, that's a pretty good deal.
She should definitely get. She could get an up. I could see the argument for an up, but at some point, somebody in Australia, the higher ups, had to be like, "Fuck yeah, I love her. Send her over. she's gonna represent our country in dancing.
Like if
Just
she,
doing
you
that.
could almost understand she was just like somebody just thought she was like this really beautiful woman, or she's an average looking person, nothing, good looking. Just like, no, I didn't understand it. I don't understand what that was.
So we're blaming Menners. Is that what we're doing? Can we do that? Is
Yeah,
that what-
I mean,
If he's Australian and I'm blaming Australian, then yes, I'm blaming Menners by proxy and I'm blaming Brotown by proxy.
All right.
yeah. All right.
Oh, my turn. Okay, so this one I'm sure I'll get all sorts of notifications after this one. Especially since I was on last Friday and this fucker and his stupid ass list every week. Ted
Oh, God.
Sarandis.
He sucks. He sucks right now.
No. I don't care that he hates my guts. That's
He
fine.
just sucks.
There's a lot of people who hate my guts for zero reason,
Yeah.
but that's fine. He's a cowardly dick. They're the worst. If you're going to be a dick, but don't be a cowardly dick. He doesn't put his face out there. He hides. I don't know if he's a real person, a parody account, but he sits in judgment of everybody on these shows. And he doesn't have the balls to go out there and do it himself like a little pussy. So he gets to rank every week. I'm ranking this week. Fuck you.
Yeah, nobody thinks they're a better father than Ted Sarandis. I mean, how many times I got to hear you have 4 kids, Ted? We get it. Second off, Ted, your rankings have gotten so fucking lazy. They're so bad. Again, he puts me first. That's fine. He takes whoever he doesn't like for the week, and then it puts it into his rankings as like it's like if you're watching all the shows, that's how you should do it. Are you that? Or you just use your little like somebody bust your balls and maybe they're a Republican. That's probably why he really hates you because
That's
your
why
politics.
it started his hate for
That's
me.
right.
Sure.
And it's just
He's
like
the
that's that's lazy. I mean, Ted has gotten lazy. He doesn't do them all the time. He takes shots. He can take it, I guess, but his rankings have gone way down. It's just not
his
even. There's no
personal
thought
friend.
to him. It's just boring, So
Just show your
yeah, good
face.
pick. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. Some of these guys, I don't get it. Like, who do you think's gonna know who you are? Nobody's gonna care.
Well, it's fine if you want to stay anonymous, but don't sit on this high horse and grade people and judgment about how they do on these shows if you're not willing to do it yourself. At least
He's
I'm
a
out
big
here
PRC
doing it.
fan too. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Did you get
I
on the
mean,
rankings this week? I think you were
I-
off.
I
You
don't know
made it.
what.
I'm sure this will be
Oh,
fun.
the Ted ranking? I don't know. I'm
He
so
is a
far
dick.
past that. I don't even care anymore. Got better shit to
This was
do.
my one time to rank him. So
That's it.
here he
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah,
Down.
He'll watch for sure. He's a big
Oh.
fan.
Let me see the rankings. I didn't get a notification, so I doubt I
Yeah.
did.
He must
You might be
have
on
been in the
the,
middle. In the middle. You made the middle. You made the middle part. Where, some people have to live. Yes, he hates Timmy Fax too. Timmy Fax.
I don't get the facts. Facts did great.
He's a nice guy.
Facts
He's
get
He's a nice
Facts
guy.
the shit and he tries. I don't get that.
a late comer to the world, and he's a nice guy.
You had
Yeah.
Kane up there. That's fair.
Number one.
Facts
I'll tell you.
not fair.
That's mine.
Luke's been on a break, so
Oh, he
Yeah.
still put him in there. He still
Who?
put him
yeah, I know. John,
Who is it?
Luke.
Luke was 3. John was
Whoever
4.
that is.
Mama K, predictable.
Yeah.
Steve was top. Yeah, predictable. Yeah, that was like a bait. That was his greatest hits right there. That was a.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just lazy.
Yeah,
it's just
that
the
was like
same
a-
stuff, no thought, nothing. It's just
There's like a band just releasing like the remastered version of their CD. It looks like.
you should go seek some help. You need it. All right. I'm up
Okay.
next. I know you up here. So
Yeah, just my third one. Just
No. Kane's up.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
did he
that's
do? He didn't do a second one.
No.
No.
That was
Fair
my
enough.
second one.
Put Steve at the top of the list. Kind of feel bad.
Well, last time I tried to get in my third, Kane went on that story that just took everything to a fucking halt.
All
So
right.
maybe
All
I
right.
was just subconsciously trying to get that
You-
in
you
there.
didn't- You didn't
did
get
that
it
off
in?
the top
Oh.
today, PRC. It's all over.
Yeah, get it. It's all
No,
done.
it actually helped
Yeah, go ahead.
me because I was like flipping between which third I wanted to do. So I'm like, all right, well, let's just roll with this.
All right, Kane, what you got?
All right. I'm going to go with, I don't think anybody was going to agree with this, but I thought Kirk got smacked around by Dave Portnoy the other day. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I think Kirk is again just missing the point of all of it. Dave has always been consistent about not letting nobodies take down the company. I understand Mike's point that Kirk was the one driving it or whatever, but back then, I think maybe in his head, he was considering them the same. If Dan was fighting with Benjamin Albright and the same stuff was coming out, he wouldn't have stopped Dan from doing it. So that kind of cuts the argument right in half. I mean, it's not being inconsistent. He's been consistent. He doesn't want people fighting about things that could hurt the company when they're not relevant enough in his head. I don't think that's ever. And I'll be honest, that Chicago Mike didn't do Kirk any favors either. He looked like he was panting out there. It was weird. He tried to talk, and Dave just fucking rode right over him with a train. But he lost the argument easily. The point was exactly the same. He doesn't want people. He did it with Blind Mike in Miami. He didn't want those guys causing any trouble because he had a big deal, and it's no different. He just doesn't want those guys to do those kind of stories. He wants it to be him, Dan, big names.
Right, but that's the inconsistency, Kane, right there.
Why?
Because he doesn't. He at least it's. I'm not saying that in his mind he's not right or wrong, but Kirk's right. He's inconsistent with it, and he wouldn't.
Why is he?
Why is he? Because he said, "Don't talk about someone's military stuff," and then he did it. So
but what he really meant was only the big people can talk about the military
right,
stuff.
Which
He
is
wouldn't stop. He wouldn't stop.
Though?
But that's his consistency. Is that he'll let the people he thinks can do it, and the ones not do it.
Bit. I feel like I should lisp.
But if that was Kane, just to hop on what Mama Kay was saying, if that was Dave's actual point, why didn't Dave bring up that point until 10 minutes later after he exhausted like a plethora of other points?
He tried to say he wasn't being inconsistent, and he was like, "Oh no, who's Steve?"
I have no idea why he didn't, but he's been consistent about that. He doesn't want nobody bringing up the company.
But it's inconsistent with being consistent. It's consistently inconsistent on that. It's
my point is, if Dan did it and in his head, it'd be fine because he's not going to stop guys at that level from doing it. He's not going to let Steve Robinson do it. I think that's pretty consistent. I mean,
but it was also Kirk. It wasn't just Steve Robinson.
I know, but it was Steve the one that I think talked.
I know, but Kirk almost left because of that. So it means a lot for Kirk.
Yeah. I mean, where Kirk is now in the company wasn't where he was then. Is the point?
So,
like,
but
he's still like a guy that he was saying wasn't making the company any money. I think he just is missing. I don't think it's the military thing. I know Dave kept saying that, but I don't think it's the military per se as it is the person talking about it. That'd be my only point. I think Kirk he couldn't talk. I mean, it was a little fucking taste of his own medicine, to be quite honest. That Mike was failing.
I thought it was a hearty battle both ways. It was
fired
up Kirk and fired up Dave, and they were going back and forth. It's great.
It was good. It was good content. I mean, I think the show, for 3 Titans to do a 30-minute show must have been tough. I don't know what's happening with this show. I think the point is, I think every week is tough. I think those guys, if they get together a little less frequent, to be honest, I like Dave a lot. There's a lot of things Dave talks about I could care less about. I think the show would be better if it was just Kirk and Whitney, personally. But Dave is one of those guys very entertaining. So
it may not be for you, though. That's not the show.
Isn't it about at the same point, like chronologically, as to when Dave started getting kind of done with the Dave Portnoy show? Like about the same amount of episodes?
Yeah, so pretty much. I think Dave just gets bored, Yeah. What'd you think?
It could definitely go every other week. I enjoy it every week. I enjoy the extra content.
Yeah.
I like getting Whitney and Dave in the mix and having him interact with Kirk. I like seeing that. They can talk about each other's worlds. You get to see Dave talking about Coleman and Steve and Whitney and Biz and all those. I like having that little crossover every week.
The problem is when Dave starts to check out, he fucking derails the show. You know what I mean? He's like, I want to get out of here. It's like, I'm bet on the ponies. It's like, why do you do the fucking show?
That's part of his personality. So that's part of his personality. So you take it or leave it. That's part of why he's funny and he's going to do his thing. So yeah. But
I personally, I would like to see what, like maybe once every other week. Try that out. See if that kind of gets the spark back.
Well, just
because you can get more topics. You might have 2
like
weeks.
Last time.
You have 2 weeks worth of stuff. It's a little easier. You can kind of put the show out. But it was funny. I enjoyed it. I like when Kirk gets a little taste of his own medicine. So it was nice to see. All right, who's next?
Me, my third. I had North Dakota in my ups. I'm going to put South Dakota on my downs. Just the way they were talking about it and just the way it doesn't seem like it has the same identity as North Dakota. Like when you think of North Dakota, I'm thinking plains, I'm thinking rugged, I'm thinking, all that. It just didn't seem like it had the same kind of identity, and it just didn't have like the same kind of feel. And I think it's South Dakota that makes
There'll
it
never
that
be
way.
another show like this, will there? Going
Yeah.
to some kid's fucking basement in South Dakota and doing a show. I mean, it's just crazy. Like I give this guy a lot of credit for doing this kind of stuff. It is fucking.
Oh yeah, no, he's not on it down. Just,
I know.
yeah,
The state.
yeah.
Yeah, he is something. I found it so funny, just like arm to arm sitting in there. That's just like, holy shit, that's crazy. I mean, that must have been a fun show for those guys,
Oh yeah,
But I hear
and
it.
he doesn't, getting out to the areas of the country that he doesn't, he's always doing shows in Maine and Boston. It's nice for those guys to get a nice close show.
Maybe a Rhode
Yeah.
Island show.
I wouldn't say
Maybe.
close. Some of them probably drove 7 hours to get there, but
I think maybe it's me too because I've been in those basements in Indiana, and I know the areas where those kind of basements are in Indiana, and it's just like it's just PTSD or something.
So, what about it gives it a different vibe for you? You just the way they talked about South Dakota, is that kind of what it was, or just curious?
It's a feel thing for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like the way they talked about it. When you look at the pictures and the videos of North Dakota that they shared and stuff, it all matched up in my head for whatever reason.
You got like a Virginia, West Virginia thing kind of thing, or
In a way, yeah, in a sense, like but West Virginia has its own unique identity in itself too. Like West Virginia is much more like just it's its own wild thing. Like South Dakota, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's
maybe you need to visit.
I know. Maybe I am ignorant of South Dakota. It's just
In your Camry.
It
Go
just-
out there in your Camry.
it's a Corolla. Thank you.
Sorry.
But actually, I did put all of Toyotas on the
Well,
on
South
the list.
Dakota
So.
has Mount Rushmore, so you could go see that.
that's true.
Isn't
They
that
got
just
that going for it.
yeah? But I fell for that hype too before. I went to Stonehenge in England.
Yeah, I
And
went there.
it's literally just fucking rocks. It's in the
Insane,
middle of
isn't it?
nowhere.
How stupid is
Yeah,
that?
you have to drive like 3 hours from any city. It's in like
it's out in the middle
basically
of nowhere. Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere. You go under a tunnel to get there for whatever reason, and
Snap some pictures, say you were there, and that's about all you
A
do.
European vacation every time someone talks
Oh.
about that. Do you ever
Yeah.
see European vacation? Look,
What a waste of time going there. What a waste.
then is that a wonder of the world?
Yeah, I think it is. It's
probably a natural wonder.
It is. It is interesting how they got the rocks like that.
Ancient,
but, I mean,
ancient
it's just
wonder
rocks.
of the world. I think it's one of those ancient.
And I mean, Ireland's a great place. I mean, it's beautiful. Like England, Ireland. I went to Ireland and Scotland. Those places were tremendous. I know Justin doesn't want to go because he's got the drink. When you go over there and drive around there, it is pretty amazing. It's a cool place. Good people.
Oh yeah, England. Yeah, England is great. Like I loved Bath. That's where I was when I went to
well,
Stonehenge.
that's where my family's from. My ancestors, not my.
Oh really?
I'm English. I'm like all
Okay. Oh yeah, Bath is my favorite place to be in England by
I
far.
haven't even been there, but I have.
They
cousins
got-
there.
I played golf on the top of the whatever the mountain is up there. It's fantastic. Not great, not a great course, but it was fun.
Yeah, beautiful area. Nice over there. Gonna go back.
Lots of personal stories. We're rocking the personal stories.
All right. Am
All
I
right,
up next?
am mine?
No,
My
you.
third. We on 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm going for my last one. I'm gonna pick Coleman, and strictly because for bailing on the show, missing this trip.
He didn't bail on his show. He got fired.
Whatever.
Let's get that straight.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whether he
Okay.
he bailed. What I guarantee, if he showed up on Monday, he'd have gone to the Dakotas. He would have been on there. He's missing this trip. He would have brought more content than Mick in the back seat. It would have been the 3 of them. They would have been going to the amusement parks. I think it would have been fun, and it just sucks.
Anybody would have brought more content than Mick, so that's not. Coleman would have been better for sure.
I'm gonna assume I know your third pick then. But anyway, good or bad, I think he would have provided content. Whether it would have been doing stupid shit that people would hate, Kirk would make fun of, whatever. But yeah. So, and right before, it's just kind of like missing out on the big thing right before it happens. It's kind of like when Steve left right before Madawaska, and there's all these things, the Wilbur, like there's things that you're like prepping and you're getting ready for, and you have it in your mind what it's going to be, and then boom, it's It's
pushed off his show for never making a show start late, never making an event start late. We had that movie thing that he did, and it's just the Kirk. Don't let, like Steve said, don't let him fool you. He did. Once he gets his mind right, he knew he was going to get pushed out. So, but he also is soft, Coleman, for leaving. I mean, somebody like with my personality would have said, "You're not pushing me out." Like a Gus would have never have left.
Yeah.
So. I give Gus credit. He's got guts.
He showed up on Monday. He would have been on this trip.
Do you agree with Kirk that he would have been amazing on this trip? That he was like built for trips like these?
I think he would have provided content.
Yeah.
As I said, good or bad, they had their amusement parks. If let's just like go to La La Land and pretend he went to Canopy Lake, and then this never happened, and he's on this trip. They're going to like Cedar Park. They're going to roller coasters. There would have been a lot more, and that's why I gave Justin my thumbs up, because he had to improvise like kind of everything since then. And
so I think they were saying though, if they would have stopped too many, they might have been late to it or whatever. I don't know. So,
yeah, but the way home.
I know what you're saying.
On the way home, there's nothing on the way back.
Especially because they're not going to have a show to Thursday, so
Right.
they could have definitely done some stuff.
They could have been in Cedar Point yesterday. They could have been in Wildwoods today. Could have had a whole tour of America's roller coasters.
So let's refresh your 3 picks. Coleman, who's not on the show. What were your other 2?
Was Ted Sarandis and Julie are my downs.
There you go. I actually like that little list right there. Julie especially. That's a good pick.
That was a fantastic.
I like that.
I didn't even think about it, and then I was like, "Damn!" When she picked it.
Julie gets forgotten about because she doesn't get.
Yeah.
She's not as involved. And then you remember though, she did book that hotel. That's a good one. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, that was good.
All right, who's up next? UPRC.
Nope, I've gone 3. It's all on you.
Last. All right, it's a tough one. So I'm not going to go with Mick. I don't want to do this to Mick. I like Mick.
He's been down your whole show.
I got faith. I'm not going to let go because I know he can do it. He just has to earn it. He has to go get it. But I thought Andy Mayo. I'm not going to give it to him either. But I thought it was interesting that he bailed out the other day and said he was sick. Andy is for a guy that talks a little other shit he has. He's gotten very, very sensitive. I don't know where he's been, but Andy, you're invited on here anytime. But I'm gonna go with my man Sig. A little, maybe an enemy. He was so bad the other day. It actually pained me. I was like physically sick watching him on that show. And he's done this twice now, where he's on the show and he's not paying attention. He's in the fucking chat, talking in the chat, and then they go to him. He's like, "Huh? What? Huh?" It's like, and he's funny. Like he makes me laugh because he can just tell he's just a happy guy, not a fucking thought in his head. He just goes through life. I envy it. You know what I mean? I don't think he cares about anything. He just goes through, and he's halfway retarded, but he's just there, and he talks a lot of shit. So when he comes on the show and he's bad, he's gonna hear it from me because he's one of these guys too. To pile honor. When somebody's having a bad day, Sig is right there to beat you into the ground. So when you go on and have a terrible show and you were put in a terrible pairing by somebody, I don't know, but
he's muted me, so I don't even see him online anymore.
Yeah, he's just a pain in the ass. Honestly, I hate that I like him. It bothers me because I do like him. I think he's kind of just like my little brother or something. I don't know, somebody I feel bad for.
He's not gonna like that.
They need a lot of help through life. They need probably his parents help him out, take care of him half the week. I don't know. He's one of those kind of guys. I feel bad for him, but he was dreadful. You need to go revamp somewhere else. Get a little practice and come back and pay attention, Sig. That's number one. Just pay attention. Just pay attention.
I thought he was great.
Yeah, I'm not sure you did.
I know. I think everybody fills a role, and he was the perfect role for that vibes that I was going for. He's just a good, happy dude that's just enjoying life. Like I wasn't looking for 2020, around the horn Fox News morning shit. I was looking for just people that would get along, have a good time to lead up into the show, and he did exactly that.
Well, he's a little pest on Twitter though, and then he comes on there and he's just a different guy. So I was just wondering, who are you?
To be fair to Sig, you had John from Scranton and myself. We talk a lot, the both of us.
That's true.
So someone had to be the quiet one in the back, and he was the quiet one, and Fax was trying to You know,
Max was dropping
Yes,
vanilla soft serve from Eskimo King all day
And-
long, baby.
And in fairness, Kane, if we judged everybody on their Twitter, I wouldn't be doing this show because you suck ass on Twitter. So it's like,
Wow, no, he's pretty good on Twitter. I'm saying he's like a little pest. He's like he gets under your skin, but when he comes on the show, he's just there.
How many times have we said that about people in this world? They're one way here, and then they go on in.
My number one third cheer is that guy, Steve from Gloucester.
You did that with Kirk. You're like,
what do you mean?
When you went on the show the first time, you were
first time.
You went in and you turtled like a freaking turtle.
Well, first off, I heard Mike say it the other day that he thought it was odd that when somebody goes on for the first time, they get beat up. Nobody's gotten beat up more about their first appearance than me. So I'll take it. I was terrible. But last time I was much more comfortable. Still not good, but better.
I didn't even think you were that bad. I just, you had all this bravado.
That's what it comes with it. Yeah. Well, that's how it goes. I mean, I never said I was going to be good. That's the thing. This is all just put on me, but I never said I was going to go in and light the world on fire. I never said that. I know I stink. I told you. It's a Make-A-Wish project. It's a great opportunity.
Admitting it is the first.
I'm hoping you can get on here. I'm hoping it for you. You're in the area. You're local. I don't know what's going on. Trying to get you getting on a show that
he doesn't want the ladies on. We know this. It's a
wow. No, he doesn't have a lot of girls on, does he? It is true.
No,
I mean,
he doesn't want them on. And
he's had Montante's friend on. He has Julie. I like Julie, so
Julie's
I don't mind
like a regular. She's part of the show now. She does.
Who else has been on there? We had the Asian girl that was
auditioning. One of the girls who was supposedly applying. I don't know. She just sat there. I think.
But there's nobody else, huh? That is true. Jeez, man, that's not good. It's not a good look from Kirk.
Fine.
Trying to get some more diversity on. There's not much of the diverse. It's a lot of white people, if you ask me. A lot of white men. Trying to get the ladies on there. Maybe Mama K is time, You got to reach out to Justin. He'll get you on,
No,
I would like to see Mama K on.
Definitely. It'll be a different dynamic. So a little something different. I mean, we've seen Gus 50 times. We're done with him. He's been on enough. It's time to get Mama K in there. Maybe one episode. See how it goes. She thinks it's so easy. She's going to go in there and figure it out real quick. When he walks in that fucking room and sits down, it's like it's go time. You just put the headphones on and go. It's fucking unbelievable. It's a great experience.
I don't think I'll be terrified. I interviewed Kurt Cobain, just so you know. So I don't think
shit.
Yes. Wow. I love Kirk. Don't get me wrong. Love him. But I'm not going to be intimidated. I did radio. I interviewed all these people. So, but no, I don't want to go on the show. I'm not advocating for that. But I also don't say I don't think I was going to be. I'd be good either. I wouldn't be afraid.
No, you might be. You might be. Who knows? You never know. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, look at nobody thought Cliff was going to go in there and light the world. And he did great. Cliff, when the first one was, people don't even remember him. I remembered him, but I thought it was Cinema Lords actually. But he actually came in there and did well, so it can happen. I mean, look at Ted Sellers as another great example. I mean, Ted Sellers is actually does comedy right on the side, so he's a very funny guy. But he was like, man, what a miss not having him on the show that whole time. I mean, he's really good. Great. So
I love Ted.
Listen, if Pat Ford and John Warren can get on, you can get on. Anybody can get on. I mean, John, I haven't heard from him in a while. I hope he's doing all right. Love you, John.
Happy to come annoy the people and all my haters on these shows every now and then.
That's what it is, The
week of Mama K is over. You can all rejoice.
Has there been any update on remember the teacher? The goofy teacher?
Oh, no. I haven't heard much about that.
I was just thinking about like people I'd like to see come in, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that dude. That would have been.
What goofy teacher? Why am I not thinking that?
It's Blind Mike's professor.
Yeah. The guy, Mr.
Mike or Mark or Mike something.
Oh no, the one who does the dance, the song.
Yes.
I was mixing it up with Justin's teacher, Mr. Guptill. Sorry. Yes.
I bet he would do some ray gun type break dancing for us. He's right. I think he's got a little ray gun in him. I can feel it.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All
Good show. Thank you, Mama K, for coming in. Yes, excellent. Hopefully we have some more stories next week. Maybe we'll see. Cooking dinner for a special lady tonight. See how it goes.
Oh, good luck.
A very nice person. Weird.
Don't get her pregnant.
No. I told you I'm snipped away, but she's very nice, normal.
Not married.
Good. No, not married. Has good family. So it's probably not going to work for me, right? That's the way I feel. That's how I go into every relationship now. If they're not, if they don't have a little bit of grit, seems like it's a little tough for me. But I'm gonna give this one a shot because she's very nice. We'll see how it goes.
All right, good luck. Let's hear all
All
about it.
right, I'm cooking a nice meal tonight. Nice meal.
All
See,
right.
that's the good thing.
What
is
are you
when
cooking?
Yeah, seems like he wants
We're
to tell
doing
us.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. Tell us, damn it.
I'm making a special shrimp seafood dish, and I made a nice tomato mozzarella salad kind of thing, and I got some dessert. But when you hit your 40s and stuff, being a cook is a great like opening thing. If you can cook a really nice meal, you start off on a hot streak. You know what I mean?
And she likes fish and seafood because a lot
Yeah, I
of people
found out. Yeah, you don't want them to have an allergy after you're done cooking. I'm a professional.
or just dislike it.
That's right. That's true. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Shout out to all the people out there, all of Kirk's fans that watch the show. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next. Well, actually, next week I won't be here. So I'm going to be on vacation. I'm going to talk to Manners about it. Maybe somebody else can run it or whatever. I don't really care. Whatever you guys want to do. But I'll talk to him and he'll figure it all out. And if not, I can set it up, but somebody has to hit the record button. So, but other than that, have a good one. Thank you.
All right. See you.